So, I was looking for a super cheap light, and I browsed eBay, yada yada. Anyways, I got this light for about $20. This is a Lowel Omni tungsten light. But first, let's have a coffee. So, a tungsten light in 2019. That's kind of weird, but let's just see if it's worth the $20 I paid for it. Or if I just should have given up and bought 50 regular light bulbs in bulk, or, I don't know, socks. Oh, crap. YouTube isn't exactly profitable. So, first I'm gonna go over build quality. Build quality is honestly amazing. This light is built like an actual tank. People talk about their plastic mice that are built like tanks, in air quotes. No! But this is full metal and really damn rigid. Has a regular light stand mount, so you can put it on whatever. It'll swivel and move up and down. I don't know the technical terms for these things, and I should know, but whatever. But it doesn't actually fit on my C-stand right. It fits on my other light stands just fine. But for some reason my C-stand, it just kind of, it's really snug. It also has a giant rubber handle to keep you from burning yourself, which is a slight issue with tungsten bulbs. They get incredibly hot. And this is a 500 watt tungsten bulb, which means it takes a decent bit of power and gets really damn hot, at least compared to LED lights. When it's on, you can feel the heat radiate off it, and if you touch anything besides the rubber handle, you will almost certainly burn yourself harder than 12-year-olds burn me in my comments section. Plus, you can't really get anything too close to the light, like my project board, which I've utterly destroyed after like a month of owning the light. So, yeah. God. Oh, and it's smoking. That's good. Alright. Oh, no. That's done. Alright. Shit. So, after that, I'm sure you're just begging me to tell you where you can get an amazing light that will turn your room into an off-brand Chinese sun and will destroy your hands so you can't be a YouTube hand model ever again. Well, let me just explain. The light quality is why I love this light. Tungsten lights are, well, tungsten, so they don't really mix well with daylight most of the time. But when your white balance is set, the quality of the light is absolutely perfect, which is why I love this. Not just for being cheap, but for having perfect colors and for being cheap. Skin tones, at least my hand skin tones, look brilliant, and I mean, you can just see how it looks. But there is a big but. You absolutely cannot just use this light straight up. It is incredibly harsh and it will look bad most of the time. You either need a softbox specifically designed for tungsten lights, some diffusion to shoot through, or a bounce. I personally just bounce this light off some super cheap project board I got like 2 or 3 years ago, and sometimes I further diffuse that, but it's not really needed most of the time, just the bounce is usually enough to get the scene looking pretty good. If you were shooting something further away, I think you'd absolutely have to get a bigger bounce, since this light just throws light all over the place. If you want more targeted light, you'll have to get a snoot or a Fresnel, and if you want something that just sets up easy, you're gonna have to get a softbox, which, ugh. Overall, the light quality is just fantastic though if you're willing to deal with all the caveats, like making me want to quit YouTube. But let's talk usability here. This light, it's usable. It certainly won't be as easy as a 120D with a softbox. You won't get perfect lighting that you can just shine on something and make it look beautiful. You're absolutely going to need some sort of diffusion because this light is just so harsh. And plus, long term, this light won't last as long as an LED. And you can't just change the bulb regularly. If you actually want to change it, you're gonna have to get some gloves. Or well, this is a budget video, so a used napkin to avoid touching the bulb. Because if you get the oils from your hand on this bulb, it has a tendency to sometimes explode. Which is why it has a screen on it. Because it's a tendency to explode. So there's a screen. Plus, this light doesn't exactly have a lot of support. Sure, the bulbs are only like $10, but there isn't really a lot of accessories for this light. Besides a softbox, barn door, snoot, and some other stuff. You can get a speed ring, but this one has a 1-star review, so I don't know how they messed it up, but I guess it did somehow. So, I mean, it's usable, but not exactly easy to use. You're gonna have to use external items to actually modify the light. You can't just attach something onto it. So I do absolutely love this light. It outputs a hell of a lot of light and is perfect for anything that is even somewhat close to it. It's incredibly cheap used if you find one on eBay, usually like $50 or so, and the colors are just amazing. In an ideal world, I'd honestly get a 750 or 1000 watt and just bounce it off something into some diffusion, but this is the light I got, and I absolutely love it.